leaving his opponent with one big blind. Martin picking up ladies first hand back. Look at this. Edward re-jamming the guts of 20 bigs from the hijack. We've got action. I don't believe this. What a hand. Andre raises to 265. Bebop says go Thomas. Well, Thomas has a golden opportunity to re-jam this one with 22 bigs facing a button open. I think his hand plays better as a jam. Could 3-bet fold off this stack, but I much prefer to just jam. As long as he's not folding. You could also just go for a call from the small blind, although I feel like that's a bit passive, especially when we are unsuited. Look at this, the big blind waking up behind with ace king offsuit. Goes all in for just shy of $1 million. And now Andre has to decide what he wants to do with his hand, facing the action behind him. Just gets out of the way. Thomas is going to be priced in. Does call. For the 465. But it is the big blind who's standing up. He's a 3-1 favourite. Bit tilting if you're Thomas. Sit back down, buddy. You don't have the king queen, your opponent does. There's an ace in the window. Ace 10-7. Jack needed now for Thomas. Wow. Turn is the jack. Knocks it out of the park. Now Hustala just 3%. Needs one of the remaining ladies in the deck. It doesn't arrive. It's the 6 of clubs, and a 2.4 million chip pot is going in the direction of Thomas Osterfeld. Nothing Hustala can do. Got it in good. And that's a dangerous man to be giving chips to. Alright folks, we're back. Small blind is 100k, big blind is 200k with a 200k running big blind ante. That's 100, 200, 200. 24 players remaining now. This is the German Poker Days final day / morning. We'll be playing until we have a winner, no matter what the finish time is. Hope you're all enjoying the show. Got some action going on here. A couple of players with a couple of spades on that 7 deuce 3 board. Turn is the ace of clubs. Juicy one all around. All 4 players with a piece of it. Roman with the ace queen. $7.25 is the bet. Heinz is a name I recognise at this feature. Also seen, possibly the greatest name I've ever seen at this feature table. It is Donk Corleone. Wow, what a genius screen name that is. That's going to provide a lot of entertainment. Or maybe I'm amused easily. We're about to find out. 4 million in the pot, ace of diamonds hits the river, 20 bigs in this one now. $1.1 million is the bet. Be happy with that river, considering any spade or any club. His opponent going to be surely raise calling hands like ace king and ace queen, so we are rarely dominated, but we are going to be in a flip situation a large portion of the time. Roman is going to re-jam with the ace-king. Hines is going to call him off. We've got a massive pot here, 8 million in this one. Jack Queen is the flop. Turn is the Queen of Spades. River is the 8 of clubs. You and your friends from the poker club in Belgium are railing. Nice to see some regs dropping by at this late hour of the morning, and it's going to be a hell of a lot later, so strap yourselves in, folks. It was hella special, Stiggy. Brilliant. That actually made me smile out. ECW King says, who is the man? It's Action Dan. I love it. If I can't do it, nobody can. I'm sure there's plenty of people that can do it. How are you, ECW? Let's get the chat bouncing. One step at a time. Flamingo in the house. Wow. Stiggy, ECW and Flamingo coming by to support the channel, and indeed myself. Nice one, fellas. Oh God, what is going on here? What am I watching? Turn my head for 2 seconds to acknowledge the chat, and unless the graphics are incorrect here, David has shoved under the gun for 30 big blinds with 2 ladies. And Roman has gone and kicked it back over the top. Was aces. Lost 10 bigs was aces. He doubled up David, and now looks like he is going to get his revenge. And it's a hell of a revenge if this works out. This is insane. Look at this pot, guys. Almost 70 big blinds in this hand, and Yurt should be just throwing his hand into the muck immediately if the action is gone the way the graphics on the screen are indicating. Jack 6-4 is the flop. Rainbow. And Roman set to eliminate David. Oh my good God, I don't believe it. A lady on the turn. And whistles coming from David Ribert. That is a disgusting beat with 70 big blinds in the pot. Nothing Roman can do. I think he's celebrating a little bit too much, but an exhilarating moment for him. Holy moly, what a difference a hand can make, and what a difference 2 hands makes. Incredible. Stiggy says that is well played by the ace-8. Well, you see, you don't have... It's fine to check jam there, but you lose to all over pairs, and he's a bit tilted. Like, he could call you lighter than you think. But It's risky, ballsy play, and it paid off. He blocks ace-10 combos. Yeah, that's important. Knows the guy will fold a lot, but on his flush draw board it's more risky, of course. Yeah. He thinks his opponent won't open 10-8 suited, Jack 10 suited under gun since he lost pots. I think it's hard to put yourself in the brain of a man who's tilted and just lost a 70 big blind pot with aces, so it's hard to know. I don't think it's going to tighten up his ranges if you want to know the truth, Stiggy. And we've got a big pot here, 6 million. 996 is the flop. Turn is a 6. Double pair board now. River is the queen. Oh wow. 3 is the magic number for Roman. He's lost 3 big pots now. This is disgusting. You got to feel for the man. Kings for Roman. My oh my, he's had a lot of big pairs. Stephen has a very rejammable ace-jack here with 14 bigs facing the open from the hijack. He's in the cutoff. This is standard stuff if he wishes to jam. Does move all in and we're going to have action. Roman with an opportunity to win a big pot. $12.8 million in this pot. Queen 5 deuce is the flop. Looking good for Roman so far. Turn is the 7 of hearts. River is the jack of diamonds, and Roman now going to be playing 40 bigs, which is good for 16 million. Stephen has been eliminated. Andre going all in for 4.3 million over the top of Roman. Roman probably has to call this one for 6 big blinds more. So we do have all in and call, just shy of 10 million in this pot. Three deuce is the flop. Andre, 4-1 favourite to double up here. Just shy of 20 bigs. Turn is a 5. River is the ace. Andre will double up. Call ever says how many players remaining. I just told you there was 14. The amount of money they're playing for is insane. 64,400 euro from a 200 buy-in, and it will end in the early hours of the morning. So the pressure's on. They're going to be tired. It's about how well they can adjust to the fatigue. Championship rounds, as I always say. Who wants it the most? A lot of recreationals remaining in the field that won't have played for this kind of money before, so expect to see a lot of cagey play. The cream will rise to the top, but it's the people that are the most aggressive that are going to consistently accumulate chips. Whoa! What's happened to the ace king there? Ace king going in the muck, unless I have the wrong graphics in front of me. Andre taking that one down. An open with ace 5, a 3-bet. It's ace king to release. That is far too tight. It's risky business this close to the final table. If your opponent hasn't been re-jamming on you, you think you can successfully take down the blinds and antes. 20 big blinds seems like it's just a bit too much to be shoving in a tournament as good as this one with so much money up top. It does go for the min raise, gets jammed on, lets it go. Yes, call ever. Right, this is the last time I am going to say this. We can't have that information because there's something wrong with the system, the brand new system that was installed. The next time you turn up, we will have that information. We just don't have it tonight. I know exactly what you're saying, that it's the most important information and whatnot. Personally, I think it's way more important to know how much money's in the pot, what the blinds are, and what you're watching, and how many hands have occurred. We have optimized the displayed info when everything is working in the system. We're just missing some key details at the moment. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Yavis is going to raise from the button 2.5x. Roman with another big pair. He's got tips in hand, is going to 3-bet. And this is a really nice time to pick up 2 ladies because Yavis might read this as Roman trying to re-steal this close to the final table. And with a hand as strong as Ace-Jack, we could easily see him shove all in, and he does in a heartbeat. And he gets snapped off. And look at the size of this pot, 28.6 million. No problem, call ever. Thank you for saying we're doing a fantastic job. We're doing our best for 4 in the morning, and we could have another 4 hours left yet, even longer. Anything is possible for the GPD. It is 667 on the flop. Roman set to have the guts of 60 bigs. From seeing him get so unlucky with aces earlier and have a gigantic pot. He's really impressed me how well he has regained his composure and his chip stack. Just 1 card left to come for Yavis. This is the 10 of spades. Roman celebrating, and understandable. Everyone's celebrating when he got a very bad beat earlier, so not too bad to let out a little scream and a shout every now and again. Nearly 4:20 now at the King's Resort, so players will be definitely getting tired. They will have played for several days in a row. That's a massive pot for Roman, leaving his opponent with 1 big blind. Martin picking up ladies, first hand back. Look at this. Edward re-jamming the guts of 20 bigs from the hijack. We've got action. I don't believe this. What a hand for Taz. Taz picking up aces against Martin, against Edward. I don't even like calling here with queens. It just looks so strong behind him. This is mental. Holy moly. I suppose it's just going to be too strong when you're this short-handed. He's not loving it. What a pot we have here. 25 million. 50 bigs. Taz with the aces, Martin with the ladies, Edward with the Jeffreys, and here we go. Eight, 5 deuce is the flop. Turn is the 7 of clubs. River is a lady. I don't believe it. The lady has been popping out all night. The double elimination, that is sick. His face telling a grim story. Edward has been eliminated. Taz has been eliminated. And Martin from the Czech Republic is going to be going to the FT with over 50 big blinds. Absolute scenes here. Always a surprise around the corner at Kings. This time that surprise was a lady on the river. That means 9 players remaining now, and they are all going to go to the final table. We are going to go on a 20-minute break. Duarte in raising. Jack 4-5 is the flop. Roman with pocket eights, defending in the big, just facing one over card. Expect him to continue for this. That's 7 of spades. Giving Roman a straight draw. So there's 5.7 million in this pot now. Duarte could check back to call the river if he thinks he can get additional value. There's also some bad rivers, so maybe he wants to protect his hand. If I'm going to bet here, I want to bet about 3 mil, 2.5, 2.7, something around that area. Sets up a river jam nicely. Bang! I said 2.7. He goes for 2.65. I like this from Duarte. Blatt says, heck of a run from ace-8 versus king-queen suited. Yeah, unbelievable. And you see Roman is going to check jam and rep a straight with those straight blockers. Also maybe thinks he has the best hand some of the time. Could get spades to fold. Maybe even an overpair. Maybe even a hand like the one Duarte has. But when we bet this much of our stack on the turn, we've got to call it off. Duarte will be delighted to see he's up against eights. Roman with a bit of a stutter step here on this one. I don't really think he has to play his hand this way. You can see he's not too happy. Wow, I thought that was an 8, but it is the 9 of diamonds. Hold all the way around to the small here for Roman. Wow, Duarte in the base here. It is blind be blind. Looks like he's going for a tiny 3-bet. Roman came to this FT with nearly 30 million in tips. Let's see what he makes of this. Does call for the min. This is the disaster for Roman. The 5.4 million in the pot. I'm just going to make it a sizing of around 2.5 mil. That looks like a bit more. If we're going for a bit more, then it looks like we're just going for 2 streets. Just bet enough on the flop to set up a turn jam. I don't see how Roman can get away from this. Looks like a bet of 3 or 3.5. 3. I was going to suggest he bet 2 and then basically milk it for all it's worth, like 2.8 and 3, and then shove the rest. This is so sick. Roman shoves, Duarte calls. And look at the size of this pot, 34 million. Roman coming in. One of the chip leaders is now 1 foot out the door. 85% here. What a moment this is for the aces as well. Really getting the gin flop to stack his opponent. Turn is the 5 of spades. No player with a spade in their hand. Just 9% for Roman as we hit the river. River is the 6 of diamonds. Roman, after all that, hard to see him go from such an amazing spin after having such bad beats, but does take home €6,225 for his efforts. Martin raising to 1.7 million with the pocket nines. Couple of shorties now, and Space is going to have to make a move soon enough. See some action here. Put off against big blind. Jobus with ace queen offsuit. 20 odd blinds to start the hand. Perhaps he just wants to see a flop. I'm okay with either or here. There's a lot of pay jumps to take into consideration. And he 3 bets. 3 bets to 4 million. I'd be inclined to just stick it in his eye if I was Martin. Having said that, this is either the absolute top of Jobus's range. Trying to get a read, perhaps, is Martin. It's basically an all-in. Four betting to 10 mil. Jobus just with 12.6 total behind. Expected to see him just rejam pre. Does decide to 3-bet fold. Interesting. Martin shows the pocket nines. It's been a very fun 8 hours so far. It's been a hell of a lot longer for the players themselves. They're playing approaching 13 hours, well, more than 12. Someone wants to know where Martin Cabrel is. Well, we have a different Martin, just not a Cabrel. Kings for man. Martin with an open ender here. And he is from the Czech Republic as well, but it's just not a Cabral, I'm afraid. Not this time. Bear Totem says, at its core, it's a stupid game. It is a game with goosebumps and adrenaline, and I said it before on this channel. It's not like you're a UFC fighter and you retire at 40 or 35. I think it's funny to get a few people chiming in at this hour. Go on, the lads. Great to see you all supporting the channel this far into the stream. It's been very exciting FT, and especially before that as well. We've seen so many big pairs tonight. It's been incredible. And that's going to slow the action down for man. It'll be tough to get value. Just decides to check it back. We've got action here. Duarte, the opener. Stanislav going all in. 8.5 bigs total. with the ace queen suited, and Duarte I think can comfortably min-raise fold hands like this, especially with just a deuce kicker. Even if he is suited, he might feel like he's priced in, but I don't feel like he has to gamble here. Does call for the 6 bigs. Gets the bad news, just 19% equity. Deuce, 4, deuce. Turn is the jack of clubs. That's sick for Stanislav. Nothing he can do, of course. It is what it is. He has been eliminated and 5 players will remain, and Duarte extends his chip lead, now playing the guts of 60 million chips, which is good for 60 bigs, of course. Andre getting it all in. This could be GG Andre, because Duarte, with all the chips and the Jeffries, Martin's gonna call. Okay, Martin. I like your enthusiasm, but I wouldn't be doing anything here with just 8 high. D5 off suit. It does have 2 live cards.
Ja, für mich. Ja, für mich.
Both players going to check. Turn is the 6 of diamonds. The 4s are rinsed. And sick enough here. Martin with the best of it. River is the 6 of spades. Andre has been eliminated, and that means 4 players are going to remain now, and it also means that all players remaining have guaranteed a 10k ticket for themselves. Good game, Andre. Unlucky in the end. You'll take home 14,500 euro for your efforts, and that means all remaining players guaranteed a minimum of 18,200 euro cash. Not bad for a 200 euro buy-in, and of course the 10k ticket. Argonaut says A5 is not the nuts. Jack 8 was the nuts, yeah. Unlikely his opponent has Jack 8 there when he has 2 jacks in his hand. I hear you. And Jobus with 5 bigs has got all the pay jumps and just has to shove this one. Not much else to do. Duarte is going to call him off, and it's basically 50-50, even though Jobus has the best diamonds compared to his opponent. So here we go. Queen 5-3 is the flop. Turn is the 8 of clubs. Job is set to double up here to 14 million. Wow. Runner. Dirty way to go out for Jobus. Nothing he can do. Duarte going to win this one as well. Hence the expression, as greedy as a pig. Ace Queen is going to 3-bet here to 8 million. Duarte is going to call the 5.5 million C-bet from Martin on the King 8-4. This pot spiraling out of control now. Almost 30 million as we see the turn. Turn is the 9 of diamonds. Martin just wants to give up here the majority of the time. Looks like he's going for another barrel. Now, betting here is interesting because Martin blocks hands like Ace King, King Queen. Also blocks hands like Queen 10. That's not really that applicable here though. I think we just shut down the majority of the time there on the turn if we're Martin. You've 3-bet, you've C-bet. This pop massive now, 48.2 mil. I don't like this bet at all from Martin because it's too small. It's going to look very strong, but look at the size of the pot. Look at the price he's given him. Just has to pay him off. I would go as far to say that that's a blunder for Martin, given the situation. And now Duarte in pole position. He's got both of his opponents where he wants them. He's got nearly all the chips. It's going to be very tough to beat this man from here. He needs to just keep pounding on his opponents. $3.2 million is the raise from Martin. I would prefer him to just shove. But man's going to do the shoving for him, I would say. Just with these A6, A7, A8 kind of combos, prefer to just shove them from the small sub 15 bigs to start the hand. Now we get stuffed on. We kind of hate our life. It is all in and call. Yeah, it's just not a trapping hand, this A6. Like, I've probably been a bit too harsh because he's got 15 bigs, but I would prefer to just rip this one, or even call in the small, and if we get ripped on, I actually might just fold. But as it stands, 15 bigs, probably just ripping it in three-handed. 9-4 deuce is the flop. It just sucks to raise call with it, even though we're going to have the best hand decent portion of the time. Turn is the 3 of spades, and man in trouble as we hit the river, but not anymore. He hits the king. Always a surprise around the corner of kings. There it is. Martin has been eliminated by man on the river. Thank you all for your continued support. We're back every weekend. Next weekend we've got the European Poker Sport Championship. And that one's going to have 600k guaranteed as far as I know. Let's check the schedule here now. $400k guaranteed. It's the weekend after that is the France Poker Festival. That's going to have 600k guaranteed. Here we go. Jorge Duarte with the pocket nines. Raises the 5 mil. Man is going to rejam with Queen 6 offsuit, and I really, really do not like this rejam. Just gotta say what I see. He's played pretty well in some spots here. I just don't like this. Sometimes it is hard though when you're up against it and you've just had enough. It is almost 8 a.m. $54 million in the pot. King Jack 3. Man, gonna need a lot of trouble here, or a lot of help here, or he's gonna be in trouble. Turn is the 7 of clubs. River is the deuce of clubs. And Jorge Duarte is your champion of the German poker days. Thanks a million to everyone tuned in. And congratulations to Man Vom Mond, your runner-up, taking home sizable amount of cash. But there is your champion. Congratulations, Jorge. €64,400. Both remaining players getting that 10k ticket. Right, folks, that's a wrap. For now, I'm going to say my goodbyes. Catch me if you can. I've been Action Man Dan.